So then,
No
a
problem.
managerless Bristol City travelled to the Riverside on Tuesday night to take on Middlesbrough. And today I'm joined by Joe from Boro Fan TV to preview Tuesday's game. So, Joe, thank you for joining me today. And firstly,
Yeah,
just speak to us a little bit about Middlesbrough's season so far. How has it been going?
that's it. Thanks a lot for having me on, Ben. I think this season, is a big, massive improvement from where we were last season, where we had under Woodgate, and then Warnock took over the last half or so of the season. And from then, it's been different. He's got the players well motivated, and players that were on the fringes of the first team and are getting the chance. So it's been a very good season so far, even though we had a small little blip at the start of this calendar year. Things have been going well since then for us going forward.
Yeah, it's been a good few matches for Middlesbrough. Obviously, you got a result against Huddersfield last week, and then obviously on Saturday the result against an informed Reading team. So realistically, you're in the top 10 of the Championship at the moment. Where are you looking to be at the end of the season in May?
Hopefully, fingers crossed out we'll be finishing up there with the playoff places, but there are so many teams at the moment that are starting to pick up form, like Cardiff City have just started to pick up form now, and Stoke and all of them, and Blackburn and Bournemouth have started picking up now under Woodgate, and I think it's going to be one day going into the end of the season. It's going to be a tough ask for who's going to get that final playoff spot, because I think I know maybe a couple of others maybe secured their places already, like Bournemouth, like Swansea, and amongst a couple of others. So it's only about 16 or so games to go for us, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll finish in the playoffs. I mean, I said to myself at the start of the campaign, a top 10 finish will probably do well for us. But if Warnock's got a history of getting teams out of the Championship out of the playoffs, then hopefully, it's done it before. I mean, why not? You can do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you mentioned there Neil Warnock. So what would you rate Neil Warnock's time at Middlesbrough so far? Obviously, it hasn't been a very long time that he has been at the Riverside, but what would you rate Neil Warnock's time so far at Middlesbrough?
I think it's been good. Warnock, since we had Jonathan Woodgate him beforehand, but it didn't work out for him. And a previous range, Gary Monk had a decent run with us, but went on behind the scenes, which obviously cost him the job, because I think he spent most of our parachute money ever since we got relegated from the Premier League at that point. Tony Pulis, he did have a good run, but most of the fans getting on his back because of the football we're playing at that time just wasn't good enough. And then under Woodgate, like I said, didn't work out for him. But Warnock is just since turned things around, and I think he wanted to come to us a few years ago, before when he was at Cardiff and etc., because he always wanted to work under our current chairman, Steve Gibson. So I think, coming into this time, because I thought, after his time at Cardiff, I thought he would have packed it in, because I think he said after the Premier League, I think his season in the with Cardiff was going to be his last. But ever since he got sacked, and chancellors have taken the manager's job with us, and hopefully, he's got us going again. So I like to see him stay on for another 12 months. So, if we can get to the playoffs, or the scenario of getting fans back in the stadium at some point, because I don't think a man the caliber of Neil Warnock, he probably don't want to finish his career without fans being there. So hopefully, when the fans get back in the stadium, if he does decide to call it a day, he'll call it off in front of fans, which he deserves to see, because after the career he's had,
Yeah, we obviously, as you said, that we know Neil Warnock is a very good manager. Do you think if he does stay at Middlesbrough for the next 2 seasons, he could get you back promoted up to the Premier League?
I hope so. I mean, like I said, he's done before with Sheffield United and Cardiff, etc., and QPR. But there's a good chance that we can get there, because he's done wonders in particular in the Championship. He's got players got clubs out of the league, and he's kept clubs up, the likes of Rotherham, so he kept them up. So if one of the man to take us back up to the Premier League, I'll be happy to see it. But it's a little bit of a wait till May, so we'll just have to wait and see over the next couple of months to see what brings.
Yeah, definitely. So looking ahead to Tuesday night then, both teams pretty much on different form. Middlesbrough coming into the game off the back of 2 wins, Bristol City off the back of a long streak of losses. On Bristol City's side of things, we've had a lot of injuries in the recent few months. How is Middlesbrough team looking ahead of Tuesday night, and who can we expect to feature at the game on Tuesday night?
I think Warnock has this system at the moment where he likes to play, 3 at the back with wing backs, like 3 midfielders, and then like the three up front, like 1 lone striker and 2 on the left hand side and the right hand side. I think most of the time, playing with the likes of Johnny Howson and all them in the centre midfield, and Sam Morsey as well, who we brought in the summer from Wigan. But as far as our squad goes, we definitely had a good January transfer window, so to speak. Obviously, we brought in the likes of Yannick Bolasie, who probably won't be available for the game tomorrow anyway because he's injured. Daniel Fisher, we brought in from Preston as well. It's been a godsend to us since he came to us on a very cheap deal as well. Because I think when I was speaking to a couple of Preston fans, they were surprised that Preston didn't tie him down to a new contract, and he's came in for us and man the match straight away when we drew 0-0 at Norwich. And we brought in the likes of Neskins Cavano as well on loan from Fulham for the rest of the season. He's going to be usually a constant threat going forward. And striking wise, Ashley Fletcher's come back into form at the right time since he's been off of injury. And what can I say about Duncan Watmore? He's been a revelation for us. Even as our top scorer this season, all of his career, although like missed 2 or so years of his career, from his time at Sunderland, with his constant injury problems, but he always seems to get the best out of him, and Paddy McNair as well. He's been the versatile man that we have this season. Obviously, we've got a couple of strikers to call upon for the bench. We all know Britta Sombalonga, obviously, not had the best time for us this season, but obviously it was like you guys in this window, but obviously things failed to materialise with Jeju. But
yeah,
that's another story for another time, basically. So other players I'd say like Dale Fry as well has been a good centre for us this season. And like I say, there's a lot of our players, obviously have been good. The only ones that are going to be missing for the game on Tuesday is going to be the likes of Yannick Bolasie, and we don't know about Marcus Tavernier, whether he's not 100% fit or not. So we have to see what Warnock brings to the table tomorrow.
Yeah, so there's obviously a lot of good players in that Middlesbrough squads, and as well as Bristol City, even though we're not on the greatest form. Who should we look out in Middlesbrough's squad ahead of tomorrow? And is there anyone who you're looking at in the Bristol City squad that could cause Middlesbrough problems?
As far as we go, I think obviously Duncan Watmore, like I said, is going to be a threat throughout, and obviously Cabano on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So they're the 2 players I think you guys got to watch out for in particular. As far as you guys go, I think is Jeju back from his injury?
Oh yeah, so Jeju should be starting. He's started the last few games, even though he hasn't really been on good form recently. But yeah, he probably will be starting tomorrow. He started on Saturday, was it? With the caretaker manager in charge.
Yeah, other players as well. Obviously, most of us Boro fans will know all about Thomas Callas. He had 2 loan spells with us there a few years ago. Henry Lansbury as well. Obviously, he's well proven in the Championship as well ever since you brought him in. He's usually a creative threat. And another player I can think of on the top of my head is going to be Casey Palmer, because I remember, when we played at Ashton Gate last season, and I can remember at the time because I was in Benidorm at the time as well, watching it live. So, and he got the goal. So he's going to be another attacking threat. And I like the look of Antoine Semenyo as well. I know he was a nuisance for us when he was on loan at Newport County a couple of seasons ago when we played him in the FA Cup. So, I mean, you definitely got a good squad. Judging by the look of your position in the table, even though the bad run you currently are in now, I think you guys are too good to go down, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think with the side you've got in the moment, I think you should stay up in the Championship for at least next season.
Yeah, it's definitely As you said, their likes of Casey Palmer, he hasn't really been starting when we did have Dean Holden in charge. He did feature in Saturday's game though with under the caretaker manager, so it'll be interesting to see if he starts up again, as well as maybe Semenyo and Zizou or even Wells could be playing up top with them. But finally, then it's definitely going to be a tough game. Obviously, both teams on their day are a very good side. But who do you think is going to come out on top on Tuesday night? What's your score prediction?
Like I say, it might be a tough one, because you guys have always been our bogey side over the last couple of seasons. So, and even though we got one over on you at the reverse fixture at Ashton Gate, obviously with Taylor Moore's mistake, which led to George Saville getting the goal. But I expect it to be a tough game. Obviously, both sides want to go at it from the attacking front. So, in the end, I've got to go with my head in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Boro win. I think if we can get the likes of Watmore, and obviously Fletcher's still bagging form going, I think this might be a tough one for you to take, and hopefully you can bounce back later on. And saying that, we do need the win on paper at this fixture as well, because the game we got next up on Saturday is one most Boro fans probably dread, because we've got Cardiff at home, because they're currently in form under Mick McCarthy at the moment. So most Boro fans will probably look at this fixture tomorrow as a must-win going into the Cardiff game coming up.
Yeah, you could easily say that about Bristol City. We've obviously got Middlesbrough on Tuesday, then we got Swansea on Saturday, and then I believe you've got Bournemouth as well next week. So we've got a lot of tough games coming up, and if we carry on with this form, we could be down at the end of the season. As you said there, you're saying a 2-0 win for Boro. I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. I think the stats, we haven't scored in 5 or 6 games. It's like 400 minutes since we last scored a goal, which is crazy. Obviously, Middlesbrough hitting 2 past a very informed Reading side. It's definitely going to be a tough. I think with our recent form, unless something does change, we could even get our new manager in today, maybe this evening, but I don't think he would be in charge tomorrow. We definitely need to turn our form around soon, but I'm just not too sure if it will be tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
No worries, mate.
And hopefully the Reds can bounce back sometime soon, hopefully on tomorrow night. And thank you all for watching. Make sure to go and check out Boro Fan TV, link in the description. I'll see you guys all on the next one. Come on, you Reds.